and today in my 5th period class, I'm making a recording of what we are doing in math class today. Today we are going to learn about histograms. All right, so we are doing page 25 in our math journals. It goes along with lesson 1-7. All right, so you've had your math journals out working on your math boxes. I'm going to go over the answers. And kids, don't just, if you have the wrong answer, fix it. And I do like it when you show your work for these problems. So in math box, when we need to show our work on how to get the answer to the problems, except for the first one. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 12 minus what is 4? Yes, 8. And does everyone have 8,000?
Yeah.
If you don't, fix it. Nice job, class. In letter B, what do you do to figure out what to add? Yes, in the back row. To get this answer, do we add these two numbers together or do we subtract them to get the answer? We're going to add the answer to that, but we've got to figure out the answer. So to do it, we will
subtract the answer by the second number.
Right. You're going to have 1,000 minus 420, and that will give us the missing number. So here we go. 0 minus 0 is 0. Oh, can't have 0, can't subtract 2. We have to go over to the 10, borrow from the 10. It turns into a 9, so that can be a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 4 is 5. Did you get 580 for your answer?
Yes.
Very nice. In this problem, we're going to subtract. I'm going to show my subtraction over here. 950 minus 246. 0 can't subtract 6. You borrow from the 5, it turns into a 4. That turns into a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. 9 minus 2 is 7. The answer is 704. In this problem, to figure out our missing number, will I add these two numbers together or subtract them in the white shirt? Right. You're going to have 621 minus 132. 1 can't subtract 2, so we borrow from the 2. It turns into a 1, and that's an 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. We borrowed, that turns in, okay. Then we have to borrow from the 6. It turns into a 5, and that's an 11. 11 minus 3 is 8, and 5 minus 1 is 4. So the answer is 489. Any questions? Okay, your answer for number 2 will look like this. You had to put a dot above each number, and here we have the answer for number 2. You should have 2 dots above the 0, 1 dot above the 1, 1 dot above the 2, above the 3 is a dot above the 4, 3 dots above the 5, and 3 dots above the 6. Do yours look like mine?
Yes.
Okay. Then it wants to know what's the median, the middle number. Well, there's an even number of dots, so we're going to have 2 middle numbers. And it happened to be 4 and 5. So I counted to go bloop, 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 and my 2 middle numbers are 4 and 5. What's halfway between a 4 and a 5? Well, I added 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5, or you could say 4.5. That's halfway between a 4 and a 5. Any questions? All right. Number 3 is an estimate. So that means we might have different answers. We are trying to guess. So on this, I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to, instead of dividing by 8, I'm going to divide it by 9. And 9 will go into that 103 times. So the answer is going to be close. Number sentence for your estimate, I had 927 divided by 9 equals 103. If your answer is close to 100, count it correct because it's going to be close to 100. A little bigger than a 100, but something close. Okay? In number 4, Martin practiced his flute for 1 1/4 hours on Monday, 3/4 an hour on Tuesday, and 3/4 of an hour on Wednesday. He took Thursday and Friday off. How much time did he spend practicing altogether? What am I going to do with these numbers? Yes, add them. We're going to have 1 and 1/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4. This is friendly because they all have the same denominator. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 3 is 7/4, and then don't forget your whole number. Now, we don't say that someone practices 1 7/4 hours. What would we say? 2 3/4. That's right, because 7/4 is an improper fraction. When the numerator or the top number is larger than the denominator, the bottom number, that's called an improper fraction. So we change it to a mixed number. How many 4s live in a 7? 1. How many's left over? 3. Now we have 2 whole numbers. We have whole number 1 here and whole number 1 there. We combine those together and get 2 3/4 hours. Now some of the kids might have said hours and minutes. 3/4 of an hour is how many minutes? Yes. 45. You could have said 2 hours and 45 minutes. Nice job. Okay, now let's go to number 5. Which of the following numbers are divisible by 9? Well, will 9 divide 29? No. Will 9 divide 49? No. Does 9 divide 36, class? Yes. 9 times 4 equals 36. We better check this one. At first I didn't think it would, but it does, doesn't it? Yeah. Circle it. Let me show you. 333 divided by 9. 9 goes into 33 3 times. Subtract. Bring down. 9 goes into 63 7 times. It's perfect. So it's C and D. Now, there is only one of these that it is equivalent. Who knows which one is equivalent? Yes. The second one is the only one that is equivalent. Yes. Because 50 times 2 is 100. And then if I take 6 times 2, I get a 12, don't I? Here, they have different numbers, and they're not going to be similar, because this equals, if I simplify it, it equals 1/3. If I simplify this, you get 2/3. Here, 11 times 5 is 55, but 1 times 5 is 5, so that's not going to work. And here, 6 times 3 is 18, and 7 times 3 is 21. Those don't work either, do they? Okay. Now we're going to go to our lesson on histograms. Okay? Now, I'm going to pause this. Now, I have gone into IXL, and we're going to learn how to do a lesson. Okay, or how to do histograms, and it's a skills practice in IXL. Now, back to practice. Whoops. Let me go to here, click on back to practice, and then you can practice and try to get a SMART score. Now, notice here, questions answered. Most of the kids did 10 problems, but they still didn't get a SMART score of 100. That's okay. Once you get to about 10, stop. And then there's another skill we're going to practice, which do about 10 problems. What we discovered, though, if they started it again, they got them all right, they got a SMART score of 100 much faster. Their SMART score went up faster. Okay, so if you miss a couple, you might go to another one and then come back to it and your SMART score gets better. Okay, so we just want to practice that. So let's say you don't know what to do. There are two things you can click on. You can learn with an example or watch a video. Okay, kids? So let's do learn with an example. So I'm clicking. You're not to be on your Chromebooks. We're just watching my lesson here. Okay, so here with this learn with an example, it says, for a science fair project, Avery tracks the temperature each day. Use the data to complete the histogram. So see all of those numbers that are there? They grouped them into what we call intervals. See the numbers down below the bars?
Yeah.
There's a grouping of them. Those are called intervals. So you have 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, and we're going to figure out how high to make that one. They all are the same distance, okay? But are the bars going to be the same? No. How many of those numbers up there are between 0 and 4? Well, you count them, and 4 is included. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of them. So it went up to a 4. Now, I'm sure there's a tool that you can highlight it. Do you know how to highlight the numbers on the tool? There's a highlight tool somewhere on there, and you kids, I think it's over here on the left side. One of those things does that for you, okay? Now, so on that, we said that the number was 4, okay? Now, we've got all of them done for us, but 20 to 24. How many are there between 20 and 24? What do you think? Yes. Yeah. Let's see. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 5. So you click on this, go up to the 5 and release it. Okay? And there you have it. Any questions on how to make the graphs go up and down? Everyone understand how to do that piece? Good. All right. Now, if you have problems on how to create a histogram, I want that to go away. There. There's a video you can watch. You can click on the video down here, or you can click on it up here to watch a video. We're just going to watch a short clip of this, okay? I haven't seen their videos. I don't know if they're good or not.
They're decent.
They're decent?
Let's say we have a range of numbers. Do you think we can make a histogram out of them? A histogram is very similar to a bar graph. It uses bars to represent data, but unlike bar graphs, a histogram always displays numerical data grouped into equal ranges, or bins. So let's say Caleb decided to record the temperature every morning when he woke up.
Okay, I'm going to pause. We also call them intervals. On the island for the state of Indiana, they use the term intervals instead of bins, okay, or ranges. They use the term intervals. So that I just wanted to put that in there for this guy.
Next 16 days, he recorded the temperature in degrees Celsius. After he put them in increasing order, the temperatures were 5, 6, 6, 11, 12, 12, 14, 15, 16, 16, 20, 20, 22, 22, 23, and 25. Can we help Caleb make a histogram out of the data? The first step is to organize the data by putting it in increasing order. Caleb took care of that part. Let's set up the histogram. Give it a title, and then draw and label the axes. For this data, let's start at 1 and make the bin size 5. That means we sort our data into ranges of 5. 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, 21 to 25, and our biggest number is 25, so we're done. Now
okay. Now, I want to go over parts of graph that they will grade when you do your test. You'll get points for your title. Does everybody know where the title is? It's at the top. And labeling your axis. This is called your horizontal axis, and that's your temperature reading. This is where you have your intervals, your bins. Number of days is your vertical axis, okay? You have to record those. There are points on your test, and they're really easy points, okay? All right, let's continue with this little video. Oh, I got to push it here.
Now let's count how many numbers are in the range of each bin. 1 day was between 1 and 5 degrees Celsius. 2 days were between 6 and 10 degrees Celsius. 5 days were between 11 and 15 degrees Celsius. 4 days were between 16 and 20 degrees Celsius. And 4 days were between 21 and 25 degrees Celsius. The highest number of values is the middle bin, 5. That means we can label the y-axis with a scale of 0 to 5.
So they just went
And
by,
finally, it's time to complete the histogram.
or by
We
ones
draw
up.
bar heights to match the number of values in each bin. 1 day was between 1 and 5 degrees Celsius. 2 days were between 6 and 10 degrees Celsius. 5 days were between 11 and 15 degrees Celsius. 4 days were between 16 and 20 degrees Celsius. And 4 days were between 21 and 25 degrees Celsius. We did it! We made a histogram of Caleb's data. Now, let's make a histogram from a frequency table. We can follow the exact same steps to create a histogram from a frequency table like this one. Here is a frequency table showing the number of puppies born in each litter at a local shelter over the past year. The number of values in each bin, and label the one.
Okay, so I just fast forwarded there a little bit. One thing I wanted you to know, normally in histograms, the bars touch each other. He didn't have his bars touching each other, but normally when we create them, we have the bars touching each other, okay? Now, up here, what's the title of this graph that he created? What's the title? Yes. That's the title. What are our labels? What's the horizontal label? The horizontal label is, yes. Yeah. That's the vertical. Horizontal goes this way. Number of puppies. And the vertical one is number of litters. Litters means how many groups of puppies that they have. So let's see what else this guy has to talk about puppies.
The y-axis with an appropriate scale.
Ooh.
The first 4 rows of our table fit into the first bin. We have 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5, which equals 10. The next 4 rows, we have 3 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1, which equals 6. And lastly, we have the biggest bin has 10 values, so let's mark that at the top of the y-axis. And how about label every 2?
We're going to go by
2,
2.
6, and 10
Always
are
have to
even numbers
read
after all.
your...
Okay, all that's left is to draw the heights to match the number of values in each bin. First is 10, then 6, then 2. And we have it, a histogram.
All right, now, that's his histogram. Again, I like it when the histograms bars touch each other. These are their intervals or bins. Now, he used the term X and Y. This is your X. Your X is the horizontal. Your Y is the vertical. So just to let you know on those terms, X and Y. Are there any questions? Okay. Now, what are we going to do? I think instead of doing the problems in our math journal, we are going to go ahead. Well, you know what? I think in the math journal, we're going to do one of the problems on the math journal here. Let me close this. We're going to go to the math journal and we're going to go to page 27. Okay, go to page 27. All right. In their histogram, they didn't do their bins or their intervals. Okay, so in the first one, put a dash 69. So the first interval goes to 69. Okay, see how I added a dash? So the first bin is going to be 60 to 69. The next one, put dash 79, 80 dash 89. I know everyone's pencil should be moving because this isn't in your book. 90 dash 99, and then it goes from 100 to 109. Okay, that one's 109. Okay? Now, the title of the graph, average annual snowfall for the 15 snowiest cities in the United States. Okay? This is the number of cities. They're going by ones. And this is how many inches of snow they get. Okay? This is considered your horizontal or your x-axis. This is your vertical or your y-axis, okay? Now, how many cities got between 60 to 69 inches? Well, the nice thing about this is they're in order from little to big. Isn't that nice? How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it go up to 5? Yes. 70 to 79. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 80 to 89. 1, 2, 3, 4. That goes up to 4. Were there any that went from 90 to 99? No. That's why that one's empty. But then there was one city, Syracuse, New York, has over 100 inches of snow. Okay? Any questions? Now let's answer the questions on that we have here. What do the numbers on the horizontal axis represent? Okay, the numbers on the horizontal axis, I want us to put the x-axis, put the letter X above horizontal. What does it represent? Snowfall in inches. We can just put snow in inches. Okay, question 2. What do the numbers on the vertical axis? The vertical axis is called the y-axis represent. It represents number of cities. Okay, so just write number of cities. Okay, number 3. Which interval or bin contains the greatest number of data points? Which one of those has the highest bar? Yes.
60 through 69.
60 to 69 and 70 to 79. There are 2 of them. So we'll do 60 to 69. And there are 2 of them that are the same. 70 to 79. Everyone have that written down? I'm going rather fast. Number 4. Why might it be useful to display data grouped into bins? It's easier to read. That's the main reason. It's easier to read when things are grouped together. Easier to read. Number 5. How would you include a city with an average annual snowfall of 70 inches? Well, all you do is make the bar taller. Make bar taller over the 70 to 79 inch bin. Make bar taller over 70 to 79 interval. And the last question, how would you include cities with average snowfalls of 55 inches? Well, I'd just add another interval. I'd put an interval over here. I would say 50 to 59. I just add another interval. So what would you do? Add 50 to 59 interval. All right, kids. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to let you put your everyday math books up. And then there are 2 assignments in my Google Classroom. When you go to my Google Classroom, the first one does creating histograms where you have to make the bar go up or down. And then the other one is like this part where you answer questions. Go ahead and work hard. Listen. Do 10 questions in each one. If you still don't get a SMART score of 100, that's okay. Do 10 questions in each assignment, okay? Question. Not today. We're going to work our way up to doing group work maybe tomorrow. Yes?
How many questions are we asking?
Well, if you get them wrong, you keep on getting more and more questions until you get them right. So it's a lot. You don't want to do all of them. Okay. Class, 3, 2, 1. With a soft voice, you can say goodbye to my recording because I'm going to shut it off. 3, 2, 1. Bye. Thank you, kids.